All right, let's get right into it. When you're shopping online, you're not just looking at a product, are you? You're looking at a story, a sales pitch that's been carefully put together. So today, we're not actually reviewing this specific projector. Nope. Instead, we're going to treat this product page like a case file. We're going to learn how to read between the lines, see past the marketing magic, and, become a much smarter shopper in the process. And this is always where it starts. It's never just about the specs, is it? It's about the promise. Just look at this quote from the brand section. They're selling you a lifestyle, an escape from stress, a chance to enjoy life. And that right there, that's the emotional hook. It's our first big clue that our job is to separate the dream they're selling from the actual device you're buying. So let's start our investigation right where pretty much every buyer does, with those big, flashy claims designed to grab your attention. This is part 1, decoding the pitch. Okay, right off the bat, the headline is packed with keywords. You see Netflix officially licensed, and you immediately think, great, it'll just work. Then you see 1080p Full HD, and your brain just connects that with high quality. These are powerful buzzwords, and they're meant to give you a great first impression. But are they telling you the whole story? And this just keeps going, right below the title in the About This Item section. This is basically the product's greatest hits album. And notice the language they're using. Upgraded, Lightning Connect, Dual Symphony. I mean, it all sounds so impressive. They're framing every feature in the most exciting way they can. But again, is this the full picture?
Well, that brings us to the second phase of our little investigation. It's time to be a detective. We gotta move past the pitch and start looking for the hard evidence. We're gonna dig into the technical specs and find the real facts.
And here we go. This is probably the single most important question for a product like this. The headline proudly says 1080p Full HD, and the first bullet point says 1080p Full HD support. Now that one little word there, support, is everything. What does it actually mean for the image you're going to see on your wall? And here it is, the smoking gun. When you dig into the product details, you find the truth. The marketing says 1080p Full HD support, but the tech spec says native 720p resolution. So what does that mean? It means the projector can accept a 1080p signal from your laptop or whatever, but it then squishes it down to display a 720p image. So, put simply, you're watching in 720p, not 1080p. This is exactly why knowing one simple term, native resolution, is like your secret weapon as a shopper. That's the true number of physical pixels the screen has. It's the number that really determines how sharp and clear the picture is going to be. Supports 1080p is a marketing phrase. Native 720p is a hard fact. Now, beyond resolution, the product information table is an absolute gold mine for facts. There's no fluff here. It's just data. Like, it's the number 7 best-selling video projector. That tells you it's popular, which is a good sign. It weighs 2.53 pounds. Okay, so it's really portable. This is where you go to find the boring but crucial details without any of the marketing spin. Okay, for part 3 of our investigation, we need to look for what's not being said in those big, bold headlines. It's time to read the fine print. And you gotta love this. Tucked away in the About This Item description is this little note. After showing you all these gorgeous pictures of a perfect home theater setup, they casually mention that a pretty key component, the screen, isn't included. This is such a classic example of crucial info that you have to actively hunt for.
And here's another thing that's super easy to forget about in the heat of the moment. The product looks great online, but what if you get it and it's not so great? What's your safety net? You always have to check the return policy.
And look at that. The answer is right there on the page, clear as day. A simple, free, 3-step process. Finding this out before you click Buy Now just gives you incredible peace of mind. It tells you the seller is pretty confident in their product, and it makes the whole purchase feel way less risky for you.
So, we've picked apart the pitch, we've dug up the evidence, and we've read the fine print. Now let's put it all together into a simple toolkit that you can use for pretty much any online purchase.
Here it is, your smart shopping checklist. First, just try to ignore the buzzwords in the headline and look for the facts. For any kind of screen, always hunt for the native resolution. Read all the little notes and fine print for hidden details, especially what's not included. And finally, always know your exit strategy. Understand the return policy. This simple checklist turns you from just another shopper into a real investigator. So, what's the bottom line here?
Look, marketing is always going to sell you the dream, the awesome movie nights, the freedom from stress. And that's okay. But if you have the right skills, you can make sure the product you're actually buying has the evidence to back up that promise. So the next time you're browsing online, ask yourself this question. It might just change the way you shop forever.